Hello everyone, this is Steven aka Sten4SW, and I am doing another unboxing video. I'm really excited about this one. This is my new graphics card, a GeForce GTX 770. This is the second most top of the line card in the 700 series right now. This particular one is manufactured by MSI. Has the twin Frozer cooling. It's the overclocked edition. And although you wouldn't tell because MSI doesn't seem to care that much, this is the 4 GB version that was just released. You can see that on the side. Let's take this plastic wrap off. Here's the box. I got a little bend in mine. Who cares? Now on the side, by the NVIDIA logo, we finally see where the good stuff is. 4 GB of GDDR5 VRAM, PCIe 3.0, and DirectX 11. So on the back of the box, we have a list of all sorts of features that the graphics card has. I'll just go over these real quick just because, I want to talk about why I picked this card as my final one for this console generation. One of the things that made me attracted to the MSI one is this thing called the gaming app. You can switch between gaming mode, silent mode, and OC mode. OC mode, you just click that and it starts to overclock your card and run it faster for more demanding games. You leave it in gaming mode, that's basically stock settings. And silent mode, which is what I would like to have. And that basically underclocks your card when you're just using like Internet Explorer or iTunes or stuff like that. So your electrical usage is not as high as it should be all the time. It has military class 4 components for top quality and stability. Experience Predator. This is their video capturing software attached to Afterburner, which I have already switched to from Fraps because it is excellent. Top of the line right now. Predator in MSI Afterburner. It can produce just as good quality for like a quarter of the file size. Seriously. Twin Frozer 2. We'll get into that more, as we open it up and actually look at the fan. Alright, they never put clock speeds on the box, but I came prepared this time. I like to make each video better and more professional than the last. So this card has a factory overclock, as you can see by the denotation in the corner there. I'm just going to go over it and display some of the stuff in the video. The GeForce 770, GK104 GPU. The CUDA core is 1536 units. The core base clock, since this is a factory overclocked edition, as you can see there in the corner, is 1137 megahertz, and then the boost clock goes all the way up to 1189 megahertz. The memory clock is at standard reference speed. They haven't overclocked the memory, and that's at 7010 megahertz. Memory size, as I've said, is 4 GB of GDDR5 VRAM. The memory bus is 256 bits. And the power consumption for this card is 229 watts for this overclock edition. And of course, that number will vary based on how much you're overclocking it. Okay, my excitement is getting the best of me, so I want to open this bad boy up. You got a flap right here. My weapon of choice. Game.msi.com. Interesting. So the box slides out, and we're greeted with a black frame box with another black box in it. Seems like some sort of print in the middle, and that is the MSI logo with their gaming series emblem with the cool dragon motif there. So, I suspect that this is an accessory box, and below there's a card. Yep. Okay, excited. Let's open up the accessory box first, although it should hardly be called that because it comes with the bare minimum of what you get. MSI Quick User Start Guide. This just looks like a booklet of all sorts of information. There you go, package content, system requirements, tools, installation, very simple instructions there. And then you got your software installation. MSI exclusive fan technology. Oh, this is interesting. Gives you some interesting details about their new fan system. And go over how they have arches and grooves and small arcs and rounded edges and a gloss coating to make all the everything or do the best it can, whatever. Yeah, it's basically just run of the mill, very basic starting guide and some other information on the company. We have a driver CD, and that's it. No case badge in this pack, unfortunately. This, I assume it has the driver and afterburner on it, but I don't really use these, I'm gonna go on NVIDIA's GeForce website to get the most recent driver, and then I'll go to MSI to get the most recent version of Afterburner. And that's what I recommend everyone do anyways. You should be downloading the most recent version of your stuff directly online. So we have these things, which are always necessary for some reason. I believe this is an adapter for ones that only have 6-pin. Maybe you can run this off of 6-pin. 2 6-pins with this adapter. This is like 6-pin holes to 8-pin plugs. So I guess that's what that's for if you have an older power supply, because this card, unlike most other 770s, this card actually has 2 8-pin power plugs, so that might be what they're for. They're nice plugs. They look pretty good, red and black. And we have your DVI to VGA adapter. That is it for the accessories box. More like a random stuff box. Hardly even accessories. Set that aside. And now we have the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's take her out. And then she's in an anti-static bag, of course. Nothing else in the box. Why would there be? Alright, let's open this baby up. Slide out. Man. Ooh. Okay. Ooh, wow. Ooh. Nice. Those are nice fans. Impressive looking. Oh boy. Is there a plastic thing used to peel off? Looks like, no, that's paint. This one's got one though, of course it does. You can kind of see it. There we go. Boom, now it's complete. Alright, this is it. The MSI GeForce GTX 770 4GB Overclock Edition. What to talk about first? Well, let's do the outputs. Since I said we'd get to those, they're covered by these blue see-through colors that all say MSI on them. We have 2 DVI connections. One of them is DVI-D, this one's DVI-I. And we have a display port and a full-size HDMI. I like their labels on them. D for DisplayPort, HDMI, and then little arrows for the DVI symbol. And you've got an MSI right here that probably won't even be visible. There are blue covers on the PCI connections and the SLI bridge connectors as well. I'm probably going to leave these ones on. I'll definitely leave this one on while I'm talking. Going across the back of the card, one thing that's immediately obvious is this model has a backplate. Standard. Comes with it. You don't have to ship away for it or anything. It's just there. Nice black brushed backplate. It's got a nice finish to it. It's really nice. It looks great, and it helps to cover up a lot of the dark brown that MSI decides to use for its PCB. And, since my computer has a plexi window and this is the part you're going to be seeing of the card, it's great that it has a backplate. And in fact, this was probably the nail in the coffin for me picking this card, was seeing that this model came with a backplate. I don't know if the regular 2GB edition does. I don't think it does, but I'm actually not sure. So don't quote me on that. Here we have the power connectors. They are two 8-pin power connectors. I think this card, it can handle a bit more power, and that's why MSI put this. This is not reference design. Reference 770s, I believe, use an 8-pin and a 6-pin. This one uses two 8-pins, much like an EVGA classified card would. So that sort of tells you that this card's maybe a little bit better, a little bit more special than the other ones. Heatsink is massive. Let's get our tape measure out, will we? This card is a little bit longer than reference, but all of them are. This is actually one of the shortest 770s out there. It's only around 10.5 inches long. The Gigabyte card is over 11. EVGA cards are, close to 11. This one is a little bit below 10.5. So it's shorter, but it does have, this sort of design to it. So it does extend a fair amount higher than the PCI bracket right here. As you can see, it's like a half an inch taller than most normal graphics cards would be. But that still only puts it at it's still no taller than 5 inches, so it should fit in every case that a reference card would. They did manage to keep the cooler into a 2-slot design, so it is very sleek. See, the shroud of the cooler follows the heat pipe, and it just looks good from every angle. You got a MSI there, and the red, I don't know, it's cut at the same angle here and here and here and here and here and here and here. It's very geometrically pleasing to the eye when you look at it and all the shapes that are going on here. These fans are quite interesting. The shape on them that is, that they went over in that brochure that's being grooved, and also it is polished on the end, makes them look very interesting. This one says Twin Frozer on it. That's the name of this card design. The Twin Frozer coolers have been in use for quite a long time, and I'm told that they initially popularized the dual fan system that we see on so many graphics cards nowadays. And so, MSI, they better have their stuff figured out by now. This fan just says MSI on it, and right in the middle we have the cool dragon insignia. Now, the look of this card is another thing that pushed it over the edge to being my choice for the 770. It was between this and the Gigabyte one. And it came down to a few things. I like the red in this one a lot. I think this one's fans may not be as aggressive as the Gigabyte one, but I know that this one can reach the same temperatures and the same amount of work with one less fan. Also, the back plate, like I said, I like dragons a lot. Their logo is really cool. And, this red, it looks so cool. That is great for anyone like me that has a red and black theme on their case with this insignia there. It's going to look awesome. And the other thing was the clock speeds. This is an overclocked edition. It is actually the same speed as the Gigabyte card, but some other companies, when they make the 4 gigabyte version, they don't do the overclocking anymore, like the Asus 680 that I had before this. And just Twin Frozer. It's got a good reputation. The Gigabyte card, actually, nothing wrong with it. I came very close to getting it until I saw this one come out, and it may just come down to personal preference, even, I would call it. But I like this one better. So let's talk about the cooling a little more in this one, because I did mention Gigabyte's cards and how the cooling in that is really good. We have a pretty big heat sink with 1, 2, 3, 4 heat pipes on the bottom, and one big one on the top, going all the way over to here. Aluminum fin heat sinks with the Twin Frozer cooler on it. Now, told here by the back of the box that their Twin Frozer has been the industry-defining graphics card cooler, and the first Twin Frozer kicked off the dual fan trend, and today MSI stays true to its dual fan, dual slot design, where others have to resort to less effective means, for instance, triple stock cooling. Oh, talking about Asus again. Anyways, it says twin froze are here, MSI here. The fans are very uniquely shaped and, they are shiny on the edges. Very interesting. I expect a lot of promise from these. I love how that looks. Just like those slots, like so cool looking. It's a very aggressive looking card. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting distracted. Under full load, apparently the GeForce 770 reference card goes to around 84, whereas this one sticks at around 75. That is almost 10-degree difference. Also, noise level, the reference card makes 38 decibels of noise, and this one only makes 26. Quite interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing those results. Now, it happened so fast, I don't even know if it's visible, but there it is. Computer's on. You can see the fans are moving quite fast. The logo just twirling away there. They spin very smooth, very quietly. I got this one next to it I already know that this fan right here, when I turn it all the way up, it makes more noise than the card does, which is pretty good. This is my Sound Blaster card right here. You can see another video for that.